What hair looks like after slavery. What hair looks like after slavery. Transatlantic slave trade. The transatlantic slave trade by the European changes everything for Central and West Africans. Let's briefly talk about the transatlantic slave trade. The Portuguese and later the English, the French, and the Dutch got involved in enslaving Africans in large parts of West Africa, the Gulf Coast of Guyana, and the Congo River Basin, were significant areas of human exports to the Americas, mostly to sugar plantations in the Caribbean. By the late 17th century, the so-called triangle trade developed. European ships loaded with guns, textiles, tobacco, and manufacturing goods sailed to Africa slave ports and traded those goods for captives. European slave traders then took those Africans to the New World where they were sold. With that money, the Europeans purchased staples such as sugar, tobacco, rum, and coffee, then sold for enormous profits back in Europe. The profits was often reinvested in other goods to be traded for captives back in Africa and so on. If you want more in-depth information on the transatlantic slave trade, I recommend you read Hugh Thomas' book titled The Slave Trade, the story of the Atlantic slave trade 1440 through 1870. This is a thick book, roughly 912 pages, and worth sacrificing some of your time to read. The book is almost the same price as a supersized combo from a fast food restaurant, destroying the image of African hair. Europeans who had traded and communicated with Africans knew the complexity and the significance of black hair. They were often struck by the various hairstyles that they saw within each community. In an effort to dehumanize and break the African spirit, Europeans shaved the heads of enslaved Africans upon arrival to the Americas. This was not merely a random act, but a symbolic removal of African culture. The shaving of the hair represents the removal of any trace of African identity and further acts to dehumanize.
Baby, how was school today?
Mom, these kids at school kept making fun of me and they kept calling my hair nappy. Why, Mom?
Tootie, look, just read this book and it'll tell you everything you need to know.
There's another N-word we throw around in and out of the black community called nappy. We have taken that word like the other N-word, nigger, and made it a word of adornment. I have heard the word nappy my entire life, which was used to insult, degrade, and hurt someone. This word is a derogatory term that was used in our ancestors to insult them.
Available now.
I love myself.
Same tree, different brand.
I hope you love yourself, because love is only love when you love somebody else.
Hey man, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers of the world who bear the burden of bringing life into this world. It's a special thing to be a mother and to see the evolutionary process transpire inside of a woman, and then you give life to something and you nurture that something into someone, and ultimately you do your best to raise them to be the person you inspire them to be. Whether they detour off of that or not, you still did your part. And we appreciate you. You are appreciated. In the words of Tupac Shakur, rest in peace, Machiavelli, the Don. You know what I'm saying? The greatest to ever. You know what I'm saying? But I need everybody, man, to like the show, share the show, tell a friend, we're live. Um, we're gonna get into some real business. I ain't know I wasn't on screen. We're gonna get into some real business. It's a little cold in my house today. And we want to deal with the identity crisis that the Aboriginal community is having right now. Now, there is a interwar that's going on with those guys, and it's beautiful to see. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if they set aside their differences, but they can't get around the fact that scamming is going on their side, and a lot of it, especially with the genealogy hustle, they scamming. So they over there having wars with each other because of the scamming that's going on, and people are starting to realize that a lot of this stuff ain't where it's at. So they trying to save face and save what they've built up a little following, and I guess you could say their little subdivision. I'm not going to call it a community. I'm going to call it a subdivision, because inside of a neighborhood, there's this little small subdivision of these people that seem to think that they're really whatever. Now I could show you a Native American person today, alive and well today. Right? Hold on one second. Let me see if I could do this the way I want to do this. Send my phone. Like, yeah, I really don't know. I'm talking about dressed up in their clothes and everything, man. In Colorado too. I'll probably show y'all later, but I got it. You know what I'm saying? Traditional stuff got the bracelets, the little head thing, the whole nine, and it's natural. It's not forced. It doesn't look like a costume or nothing. Just just their natural gear. It's crazy. All right, so hold on one second, y'all. Let me get into this. And I don't know be many people on day saying I know people gonna be out there doing a Mother's Day day. I see we got my boy Not a Coincidences in the building. Feel me? And I'm pretty sure you already seen this, but this video was sent to me a couple of days ago. I haven't watched it. That's why the name and the title of the show is what it is. The Aboriginal / Indigenous Retreat in Search of an Identity live reaction show. Because I'm going to be dealing with this live. Now, I do have some sources in the description of the video, because I would never do a show without any type of information that we can't refer back to. And just to do all of y'all a favor, I have a cultural anthropolitical definition of what Aboriginal is, or as Aboriginal people are defined properly. So we're gonna get into that. What up, boy? And we're gonna bust it down. Now, I don't watch this dude's channel in no way, shape, form, or fashion. Again, I don't watch this dude's channel. So when people send me stuff, I ignore a lot of the stuff that they send me. I've already played the disclaimer once, but I don't trust him. Right? And since this is a live reaction and a learning experience, I want to make sure that it's a live reaction and a learning experience. Now, we're not going to get through this video. This video is absolutely too long for me to be doing a live reaction to. But we're going to get into as much of it as we can, probably about an hour. And you know what I'm saying? And we'll take a look at some other things. And then if they want smoke, they can come get it. Now, I'm going to make this real big on the screen because I don't even want to promote dude at all. And so my ticker at the bottom should be covering his ticker. Boom, just like I like it. All right, so let's get into it. I'm skipping up past all the noise. Look. They can't even run a show right. They can't even run a show right, yo.
Like, share, subscribe, man. That's on your social media platforms, man. This question I just wanted to know. Just rapid taste with the fam, with the tribe, with you guys, man. I want to know what you guys thought. We're gonna rapid taste about what's the difference between an American Aborigine and a Native American, right? Now,
Listen. He's setting the premise. You got to remember, he's setting the premise. These are the things that we need to be looking for, listening to anytime that someone is building on something. And it's not necessarily just them. This is like anything that's going on in the community. You want to know what their position is and where they stand.
we might ruffle some feathers, right? But it's okay because it's about the truth. A lot of times, people don't want the truth, and that's a problem. You know what I mean? That's okay as well. You know what I mean? So I just want to break that down, you guys. I want to say shout out to everybody. Shout out in the building. We'll say shout out to Reginald Jones, man. Appreciate the only builders. Shout out to Chief Crazy Overstanding as well. Appreciate the only builders. Chief Crazy Overstanding. What's we got to do, man? Kusa, Juice, Wood, War 861, George Richard III, Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama's tapped in. Shout out to Huntsville. M. Brown, Ogun Squad is tapped in.
How the fuck is you an
Shot
Aboriginal
with
hold on, time out. Why is he shouting out a motherfucker who named Ogun, bro? What does Ogun got to do with Aboriginal or Aborigines or Native or anything like that? Ain't nothing indigenous about Ogun. What in the flying fuck is this?
Man, truth is in the building. To prove these things, you know what I'm saying? On top of, guys, man, just thousands and thousands of hours of not only just the research, but just the streaming, the broadcasting of disseminating this information, man. For me, it's like I said, it's just a lifestyle at this point. You know what I mean?
Listen to them tell on themselves. It's just a lifestyle at this point. It's a lifestyle at this point. Ain't nothing tangible about being Aboriginal to the Americas or Indigenous to the Americas. It's a lifestyle at this point. You're just choosing to do something because you think it's cool. To go against the grain.
I live in the rabbit hole. However, when we're talking about solutions, it's not about just having fucking information. When you do have some information, you need to have some right and exact information.
What a coincidence. This gentleman says that if you have some information, you need to have some right and exact information. And here it is. We ain't seen nothing right or exact in his information in years. Let's go.
And that's my problem. I have a lot of things that people are saying and doing, and nobody's feels like they should be able to be challenged on the information. We always links in the chat room. Anything I say has always been up for scrutiny. Call it the Chief Holiday Challenge has been out for over 10 years.
Hey, he said not a coincidence. He said he be dropping links in the chat. Have you ever seen him drop a source? He said over 10 years. In over 10 years, I ain't seen the source.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting on somebody to email me slavery as it pertains to the American Negro. Email it to me, chiefholiday@gmail.com.
Look at that. He's still waiting on somebody to email him slavery as it pertains to Negroes. What? How asinine is this shit?
Y'all building, hit me up. Simple. Keep everything simple. We don't have to make it too difficult. And I think that's the problem. Niggas want to be too flamboyant in their conversations and just saying, I don't know. So y'all need to learn how to say, I don't know. Really? Real shit. Like, hey, man, I don't even know. You know what I'm saying, man? See Bandcamp in the building. What up, y'all? What's happening? Like I said, man, y'all do us a favor, man. Share this on your social media platforms, man. Tag us in it. And I also wanted to get into a clip. Talk about we still have to hold these pan boo boos accountable for the COINTELPRO behavior and the things that's going on. So we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to talk about that. You guys are gonna have to hold these guys accountable. They don't want to answer the questions. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really interesting. They want to talk around it, and that's really weird to me. It's something to be like, no, man, that's really messed up. If there's something they didn't know, but it's just like if they.
All right. Okay, so far he hasn't dealt with what's the difference between American Aborigine or Native American yet. So he hasn't really said the premise. He began to start to set out the premise, right? He talked about it could hurt some people's feelings and stuff like that, but he hasn't dealt with anything as of right now. And then he says that he called on Pan something, but he says that they don't answer questions, and I'm saying it like this for a reason because we don't know who the hell he's talking about, and we just think that he's speculating. So, he says somebody ain't trying to answer no questions, but if that's all you got is questions, then you need to sit back and learn, and you don't need to be asking a multitude of questions. You need to allow us to thoroughly, properly educate you so that you're clear. If you have questions at this point, you being disingenuous because this has been going on for years, and I'm speaking directly to him. He blocked you. How you gonna block somebody and then turn around and ask you for questions? Answer some questions. Crazy.
New, it's like, dang, they don't want to be held accountable for it. And I think that's it's interesting, you know what I mean, to say the least. So I wanted to rap about that too as well. You guys are gonna talk about that. It's like you guys don't have any proof of this. We show this all the time. You know what I mean? And sometime at this point, yeah, I mean, we gotta say, not only is Pan-Africanism dead, it's just canceled, man. It's been dead. Pan boo boo. We say this with all due disrespect, man, at this point right now. Like, it's really sad. So, and for people to keep challenging for some stuff that they know that is not an origin of our people. You know what I'm saying? So, speaking of that, right? I had asked this question before, right? But I heard some people on the other side, the Pan-Africans, had asked somebody in the chat room, one of these chat rooms, right? The person who goes by Indian, right? And they said that could they name some people that were identifying themselves as Indians before the Europeans? So they're pressing that the Europeans, right? This is what they're doing. So I need you guys, because I asked this question before, maybe you guys catch that, new. Is there any, because we have this Indian thing is causes animosity in the community, and you got people who are confused, like we ride the Aboriginal wave, but really they don't like to be Aborigines. They want to be Indians. Okay? Which I don't know if they're identifying the Indians with the Native Americans or what's going on, but we got to get to the bottom of this. We got to get to some truths. So yeah, I want to break that down. So I need you guys, if anybody could come up here and explain, show what people call themselves Indian first, or is this another classification that comes from outsiders? What say you guys? Press go if you truly descend from the greatest human beings in world history. Put a number one beside it if you're truly number one. Let's go. Shout out DJ Cut Tag, man. We're down here, man. Watermelon 7. Indian equals India. Wrong.
He just rambling, y'all. He's not really saying anything.
What y'all got, man? Don't be scared to hit that link. Y'all got so much to say any other time, especially all you naysayers. Where are you Indians at, man? I need some Indians to tell me who, where. Okay. And I gave y'all a cheat sheet. Damn it. Who we got, man? Any takers? No. No. Anybody? Anybody know? Y'all type in the chat room. Anybody know any people that will call themselves that, identified as that before the classification from somebody else? Think about it.
We're not going to see anything put on.
It's not that, but I know that a lot of people.
So hold on. Cause he's just rambling, and I ain't finna. We ain't finna do no hour with that.
Oh God, Rob, I'm entertaining you for a few seconds. What's up?
Good evening, Chief.
What's going on, man?
Not much. I see you're wondering what's the difference between the natives and the Aborigines. I'd like to have a conversation with you about that.
You got it.
You do realize, I take it that you do acknowledge there is a difference, right?
What?
You do acknowledge that there is a difference. They're two different people, right?
Between the Aborigines and the Native American Aborigines and Native Americans?
Well, what the colonizers don't call the Native Americans, I guess.
Well, do you understand about social constructs and classifications, right, Rob?
Absolutely.
Okay, hold on. Are you for the caste system and these social constructs and placeholders that push people down? Are you for that?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so we know that black and white don't exist because those are part of that social construct, correct, Rob?
Well, whether we like something or not, it still exists.
I'm sorry. No, it doesn't exist because that's racist. I mean, we're not racist, right?
Well, we're not individually, but the system's set up like you said.
Hold on.
What the fuck? Hold on. What? Listen, man. Listen. This guy, is he saying that Indian is derogatory? He's anti-social construct, right? But he wants to identify as something. So why is he trying to identify something that would fit him into a social construct?
Hold on. So the system also set up a strata and had creates buffers of people. It is called miscegenation. Have you ever heard of that term, Rob?
All right, so here we go. So let's deal with him. Let's deal with him where he's at. Indigenous, because this is also in Eric Foner's Forever Free, the Story of Emancipation book. It's also on one of my presentations where I talked about this.
Misogyny.
Now, is hatred, dislike, or mistrust of women manifest in various forms such as physical intimidation, abuse, sexual harassment, rape, social shunning, and ostracism, etc., ingrained and institutionalized prejudice against women, sexism, right? This word, misogyny. Hold on, let me make sure he's saying the right shit. Because we're gonna take it there.
I'm sorry. No, it doesn't exist because that's racist. I mean, we're not racist, right?
Well, we're not individually, but the system set up, like you said.
Hold on. So the system also set up a strata and had creates buffers of people. It is called miscegenation. Have you ever heard of that term, Rob?
No, but I'm not really following what you're saying.
Hold on, Robert. Okay, listen. We're talking about miscegenation. Have you ever heard of this term, sir?
Miscegenation? No.
Yes. Okay. So now walk with me. Now the concept was the difference between an American Aborigine and a Native American. Now you wanted to enlighten us, but I had to edify you real fast.
So, okay, look, y'all. I knew I wasn't crazy, right? But I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you again. So, it's sexual relations or marriage between people who are considered to be members of different races. Misogyny, which is he said, or he had to come out and say miscegenation. Now, when he says the word correctly, we can get on the right word. Okay. Now, everybody should know what this word is because it's been mentioned several times. They don't like the mixing of races. It's prejudices. That's it. Right? To mix race. The word now usually considers, just that. Miscegenation, the theory of blending of the races applied to the American white man and Negro, a hoax of anti-abolitionist pamphlets by David Goodman Crawley and others published anonymously in advance of 1864. This is significant because he's using this word, and it's around what time period? 1860s. The term came to be associated with laws that banned interracial marriage and sex, which were known as anti-miscegenation laws. Although the term miscegenation was formed from Latin miscere to mix plus genius race to or kin, where it could therefore be perceived as being value neutral. But let's see how he spins this in his course of trying to go against, oh boy, because this is key.
Before you take it any further, we're not going to use social constructs and caste system or whatever. Because when we do, we know that that's racist, and in order for us to get past this thing called racism, and which I don't believe in,
How do you? Okay, so in order for you to get past social constructs, hold on, let me show y'all something real quick. Let me show y'all something. I want to show y'all examples of social constructs. And then I want you to tell me if he can get around social constructs. I'm going to do this for dummies. I'm not saying that any of y'all in the chat is dummies, but y'all know I'm talking about the dummy holiday. All right. On the screen, a social construct is a concept or category that has socially or culturally mediated meaning. They are concepts that generate their meanings through social and cultural worldviews. It says social and cultural worldviews. The credentials to the right of this source for anyone interested. This is a PhD giving you an example. So here we go. Social constructism, ism versus cultural relativism. Cultural relativism, it makes a judgment that all cultures are equal. It often leads to moral relativism, which is the suggestion that there is no objective morality in society. The study of social constructs, doesn't attempt to make judgments about the morality of different cultures. Rather, it simply explores how different cultures come to their conclusions about ideas and peoples. So, it's some examples of social constructs: race, gender, childhood, nationality, age, beauty. So, how is he going to avoid social constructs or cultural relativism? How? In a conversation about identity, right? Remember, he's having a conversation with whoever is watching on his platform about identity. So let's walk it a little bit differently. Let's define what the hell identity is. Shit. And this is a social question, so we need a social answer. All right. Man, I'm not trying to take no survey. Okay, I don't like the source that I put on. Oh, okay, I'll use it. I'll use it. I ain't like it, but I'm gonna use it. All right. So I'm gonna put it on the screen. I want to kind of I don't want to go crazy. I just want to kind of keep it like simple. So define an identity. Identity refers to our sense of who we are as individuals and as members of social groups. It also refers to our sense of how others may perceive and label us. We develop ideas about our identities and the identities of others through our interactions with people close to us, like our family and friends, our schools and institutions, the mass media, and encounters with other individuals. Sometimes we don't even realize that we have these ideas because we don't remember learning them. This is basic stuff right here. So what I want to know is, how is he going to evade? How he going to get around social constructs and dealing with identity? Because his question is, what's the difference between an American Aborigine and a Native American? That's dealing with social constructs. That's dealing with social identity. He can't get around that. But let's see what kind of magic he has.
You don't believe in either, do you?
Oh, I believe racism exists for sure. I don't support it.
No, it doesn't. See, once again, it's a illusion, sir. Just lies and hate, and you're against lies and hate, correct?
Of course. That's my whole.
Okay.
That's my whole.
Okay.
That's why
So you come here. I got you. You come here for the best truths, and it hurts, and you understand. And I know you're the type of person that go behind us and do the research on this. But let me ask you a question. Do you know the definition of an American?
Yeah.
Okay. And so that means that you know there's the Aborigines of the copper colored people that the Europeans found when they came here. Am I?
Once again, social construct, social identity. The motherfucking people that were here weren't even calling themselves copper colored. So here lies the problem. You're either going to have some type of integrity or you're not going to have integrity. And you can't pick and choose when to use social constructs and when not to use them when you're trying to properly define who you are. So you're letting me know now off the muscle that you have no idea who the fuck you are.
Correct.
Of course, we just disagree
Hold on.
on who the
Hold on.
color people
Have
are.
you ever seen a white and colored bathrooms or water fountains? You ever seen those in like films or pictures?
Oh, I see them in real life, man. I live next to one of the biggest ones in the country.
Okay. Well, who were the colored people?
The colored people that they talk about, the copper colored, they're the Native Americans, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who were the colored people that they were talking about at the water fountains, brother? Like, remember, we're here for truth. We're not.
All righty. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. He says we're here for truth. And then he says that who were the colored people that they were talking about at the water fountains? Well, ladies and gentlemen, does anyone know when they start labeling the water fountains and bathrooms colored and white? Hmm? Anyone know? I'm trying to look it up. Anyone know? When was the first use? Because we talking like segregation stuff, white only drinking fountains. And I do believe that's the late 19th, mid 20th centuries when we have the segregation laws. I'm still looking to get the answer because I want the first thing to pop up. So yeah, the segregation era, 1900s. Right? So remember, right? 1900s. So let's look at the segregation laws or the segregation era. Let's get an understanding of the segregation era. Now, the reason that I'm saying this is because he's sending this person in circles. He's sending this person in circles. As segregation tightened and racial oppression escalated across the United States, some leaders of African American community, often called the Talented Tenth, began to reject Booker T. Washington's conciliatory approach. W.B. Du Bois and other Black leaders channeled their activism by founding the Niagara Movement in 1905. Later, they joined the White Reformers in 1909. And then you got the NAACP, which used the federal courts to challenge disenfranchisement of residential segregation jobs opportunities with a primary focus for the National Urban League, which was established in 1910. We're talking segregation. Why would segregation be needed? We dealing with the post-war stuff, right? People want rights. They want rights, right? So they began to establish these white onlys and this like that. So when they said the colored people at the signs, who do y'all think that they was referring to? The Negroes, the non-whites, more specifically, the people who descended from Africa. Yeah, you can say it simple and plain as after Reconstruction. You can say it simple and plain like that. But the problem, damn it, hold on, y'all. The problem with this guy is that he's asking this dude stupid questions. Who were the people talking about on the screen when they put up the colored signs? Everybody knows that they were talking about black people. But the Native Americans couldn't identify as whites because of, they had this purity shit going on. Like whites was just elite. They were greater than. So everyone else had to find some way to identify, which goes back to the information that I provided to everyone the other day. But this is an issue. Hold on. Let's go, Chief Holiday, educators, brother.
For the lies, for the truth. Who were they talking about? The colored people at the water fountains?
Native Americans.
Okay, so
yeah,
you know that's not true.
I know you believe that they were you got Aboriginals, right?
Well, but I'm just saying, but that's not true, though, right?
I don't have any proof that it's not.
Wait. What I'm saying though, so the definition of American is not the Native Americans; it's the Aborigines or the copper-colored people.
No, that is not. You dumb mother. You know it's not. Okay, listen, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna say this one more time because when I said this to them before, they didn't understand what it is. As elitist as the Americas were, to be American was to be a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. That is what being American was. Prove me wrong. There has been no real definition of what it means to be American. Tell me, what's your definition? You gonna make up a definition, or do you have something that's substantiated? Because he just said the definition of an American was the copper-colored people. That in no way, shape, form, or fashion is not what the fuck an American meant, because there was no such thing of America until it was established. That would be in 1776. When they proclaimed their independence in July. So again, I am asking an honest question here, right? Let me pull up WASP real quick for y'all. Just so y'all clear on what I'm talking about. In the United States, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, or WASP, is a sociological term which is often used to describe white Protestant Americans who are generally part of the white upper class, historically mostly mainline Protestant elite, though definitions may vary. Typically, or most consistently, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants are of the British descent. WASPs have dominated American society, culture, and politics for most of the history of the United States. From the 1950s, the New Left criticized WASP hegemony and disparaged them as part of their establishment. Although the social influence of wealthy WASP has declined since the 60s, the group continues to play a central role in American finance, politics, and philanthropy. Anglo-Saxon refers to the people of British or English ancestry. However, sociologists and others often use WASP more broadly to include all Protestant Americans or Northwestern European and Northern European ancestry. WASP is also used similar elites in Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. The 1998 Random House Unabridged Dictionary says the term is sometimes disparaging and offensive. Think about what I'm saying, digest it. This is to be an American. They were dominating this. I don't understand how Holiday will come to the definition that uh, colored was for the Americans, the Aborigines. How, bro? Now, let's just keep it basic. Just basic. Basic, y'all. When I say basic, I really mean like basic, without confusing the hell out of everybody. There you go. I had to change the angle. So, in the United States, colored was the predominant and preferred term for African Americans in the mid to late 19th century, in part because it was accepted by both white and black Americans as more inclusive, covering those of mixed race ancestry and less commonly Asian Americans and other racial minorities, as well as those who were considered to have complete black ancestry. But he just said that this shit means something else. And we can go to the source and we can look at changing racial labels from color to Negro to black. Right? We're back to having that conversation again, according to this idiot. And this is where they got the article from: changing racial labels from color to Negro to black to African. What are we talking about? So how could this word, right? How could it mean what he just said, y'all?
Yeah.
Okay. And so that means that there's the Aborigines of the copper colored people that the Europeans found when they came here. Am I correct?
Of course, we just
Once again, it's an illusion, sir. Just lies and hate, and you're against lies and hate, correct?
of course. That's my whole.
Okay.
That's my whole.
Okay.
That's why
So you come here. I got you. You come here for the best truths, and it hurts, and you understand. And I know you're the type of person that go behind us and do the research on this. But let me ask you a question. Do you know the definition of an American?
Yeah.
Okay. And so that means that there's the Aborigines of the copper colored people that the Europeans found when they came here. Am I correct?
Of course, we just disagree
Hold on.
on who the
Hold on.
colored people
Have
are.
you ever seen a white and colored bathrooms or water fountains? You ever seen those in like films or pictures?
Oh, I see them in real life, man. I live next to one of the biggest ones in the country.
Okay. Well, who were the colored people?
The colored people that they talk about, the copper colored, they're the Native Americans, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who were the colored people that they were talking about at the water fountains, brother? Like, remember, we're here for truth. We're not here for the lies. We're for the truth. Who were they talking about? The colored people at the water fountains?
Native Americans.
Okay, so
yeah,
you know that's not true.
I know you believe that they were you got Aboriginals, right?
Wait, but I'm just saying, but you know that's not true, though, right?
I don't have any proof that it's not, Chief.
Wait. What I'm saying though, so the definition of American is not the Native Americans; it's the Aborigines or the copper-colored people. Now, I don't know if you can.
All right, so let's deal with the Aborigines. Let's deal with it. Indigenous, Aboriginal. Okay. This is from a cultural anthropology book, chapter 14, called Globalization, and it talks about indigenous people. All right. This in the description of the video, by the way. It says indigenous people, Aboriginal people, or native people are groups protected in the international and national legislation as having a set of specific rights, beliefs, and linguistic and historical ties to a particular territory, their cultural and historical distinctiveness from other populations. The legislation is based on the conclusion that the certain indigenous peoples are vulnerable to exploitation, marginalization, oppression, forced assimilation, and genocide by the nation states formed from colonizing populations or by politically dominant different ethnic groups. A special set of political rights in accordance with the international law have been set forth by international organizations such as United Nations, the International Labor Organization, and the World Bank. The United Nations has issued a Declaration of Rights of Indigenous Peoples to guide member state national policy to collect rights of indigenous peoples such as culture, identity, language, and access to employment, healthcare, education, and natural resources. Estimates put that total of population of indigenous peoples from 220 million to 350 million. Look at who they're talking about when they're talking indigenous. Since they like pictures so much, they love pictures. Pictures set it off for them. They looking like these people? No. They're not looking like those people. So what are we talking about? Are they okay? So are they looking like these people? Are they? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we have the scientific evidence. We have the genetic evidence that tells us exactly who these people were and why. Why would America say colored and be talking about these people? That is a problem. Let me go to another source. All right. Since we're having just a little fun, a little slow fun. I know it's boring right now. Indigenous can have a number of different meanings, even within anthropology. When we say that the human species is indigenous to Africa, since that is where the species evolved, or that fishing peoples in Indonesia possesses indigenous fishing skills or knowledge, or that people of Japan are indigenous to their country, we are talking about a number of quite different things. The concept of indigenous peoples is more complex Still, the concept once taken for granted as an object of anthropological study became one of intense and vehement debate in the first decade of the 21st century. This followed directly from the publication of Adam Cooper's article, The Return of the Native, which so strongly put the case against use of the term. You got some traditional understandings of the indigenous, right? And a whole lot of other stuff. So why am I even bringing this up to anyone? Because it is a problem in defining these so-called people. So for him to make a claim that the colored sign was talking about American copper people who are indigenous to the land, he is flat fucking out a liar. That is absolutely correct. Artamont, the people that are classified as Native Americans are Aboriginal to the Americas.
But
Yeah.
colored copper people are. I got you. But listen though, according to American law, that's the Constitution, sir. That so-called colored people, Negroes of this land, are the original people of this land, aka the Aborigines. You should know.
That's not no. A Negro, no. That is not no. He said the American law says that. So now we got to go back to the Black Law Dictionary and look up what the fuck. Yo, come on, yo. No, that's not, man. We didn't did this before, yo. Why are we playing this game? This is why I ain't want to watch this bullshit.
Oh, this bro, don't keep playing. Hey, listen, you know what you should do? Hey, hold on. You know what you should do? Hey, Rob, I'm gonna give you some homework assignments. You should. It's called the UNDRIP and the ADRIP, and it's called the American Constitution. That's what you should go study, sir. Okay, and then come back and talk to me. I got you. Hey, listen. You cannot talk, Rob. We're not on the same level, brother. You can't talk to me. You're not worth, bro. You can't fuck with me. You just.
All right. So now that you see that his ego is in the way, this is why I talk to them the way that I talk to them, is because they keep forgetting how they talk to people. This dude it ain't even right. And he telling the person that they can't talk to them. They're not on the same level. How are you telling someone that they're not on your level and you wrong? It's 2 left feet.
No, bro, you have no conversation. There's nothing that you can say. I promise. You don't know. You don't even know we're talking about miscegenation. You don't know what we're talking about, bro. You need to go do some homework. So we don't have. You need to get back in the chat room, take notes.
It's irrelevant talking about something.
You don't even know the difference between the Native American and Aborigine. I got you.
Yes, I do.
First of all, Chief Holiday, you don't know the difference between an Aborigine and a Native American, because y'all don't even know how to classify yourselves. This is what you're having this conversation for, because you don't know how to classify yourself. Now, I'm finna skip ahead a little bit because I want to see what this stupid motherfucker that hop on the panel say. This is Aboriginal power. Let's see what he say.
Have some clout. Right.
Natives,
so,
man.
ain't no, definitely no, nah, man, don't do that.
Intruding on their story.
No. Listen, you didn't know the difference between, you didn't even know what an Aboriginal was until right then. You're welcome. But you've been arguing with us the whole time. You've been arguing for months, bro. You've been arguing for months.
And I did know, but hey, honestly, I can prove it right here, because the fact that you guys are saying that you're Indians sometimes, but then other times.
No, we
you
said
say
we
you're
the
not.
as well as the
Yeah.
copper colored
Hold
people,
on.
bro.
But
We said we the copper
I
colored
know,
people.
I know. But you listen. You can't say that you have all the stories that the Native Americans are telling us that are yours. You can't say
No,
that.
we don't. No, Rob. We never say nothing that the Native Americans do is our shit. They don't do
Yeah, right.
nothing.
You guys claim Cahokia. You guys claim the mounds of. You guys claim the fucking Watkins Great Mounds. You guys claim the
That's
mounds of
So those
still
Hawaii.
predate Native Americans, sir.
right. Those
No, they
predate them.
don't.
Well, yes, they
Those
do.
predate
They
Native
can't.
Americans, sir.
They don't know
No,
who
they
do.
don't.
Those
Just
predate
Clovis.
Native Americans, sir.
No, they don't. They're just Clovis people.
You don't even Clovis is a mythology, sir.
No, Clovis.
Hey Rob,
Clovis still
hey
happened.
Rob,
It's just
Clovis
been
is
proven.
Rob.
Clovis
No,
is
it's not. Hold on.
Stop being
No,
pseudo,
Clovis.
bro.
Hold on. I
Rob,
want
you
to.
ain't supposed to be around, Rob. You said you was
Can
gonna
I
leave us
say
alone,
something?
fair and
Can I
square. You
say
did say that,
something?
Rob.
Sure. Can I say something?
He
What
was
is
not.
it? Clovis was not disproven. Clovis was just shown that it wasn't the
Hey,
end all be all.
let me show y'all something real quick. This is where this shit get dangerous. Let me show y'all something. Okay, y'all see this? Look at this. The African American folklorist. Now it says the African American folklorist, African American or Indian, right? The warhorse chicken head lady. Okay? Now, watch this. To be direct, the term copper colored people is equivalent to Negro people. Phoenix Moon is a colonial American historian, forensic genealogist, civil rights activist, and grassroots political legist. Who in the fuck said that she was all of this shit? This is why I showed this. This was a source from WKUFM.org or whatever the fuck. She in here. There she go. There go Phoenix. She's in here. This is when it gets fun. Look, Phoenix Moon shares that, and this is spelled wrong. You may hear people having these really deep discussions on ancient Egypt, ancient Greek civilizations, yada, 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 yada. But if you ask them who their third grandparents are, and you can guarantee that the most PhD person can draw a blank. This is, ladies and gentlemen, look at this Negro. Now, ain't no sources, okay? There's no sources. Now, Lamont Jack Parley is an applied folklorist, ethnographer, and American tradition, African American. He got African American all through this. So why would he publish this? Why would he even, you know what I'm saying? There's no sources. There's nothing in here that can substantiate it. It's only claims that are made. That's dangerous. This is where they dominate their ignorance. Now, I'm finna show y'all how this colored and Indians is defined in 1930 with the right mother freaking source. And I'm gonna put it in the chat. This is the Code of Virginia as amended, adjournment of General Assembly 1930. Okay. You can see it right here. Title 5, Citizens and Aliens, Colored Persons and Indians. Chapter 8, Citizens and Aliens, Colored Persons and Indians. Who are citizens? All persons born in the States. So let me go back. Now that y'all see the primary, right? Let's go. And colored persons and Indians defined from the Code of Virginia 1930. The General Assembly provides legal definitions of colored persons and Indians. This was one of 3 so-called racial integrity laws passed between 1924 and 1930 in Virginia. Shout out to Virginia. Big ups to Virginia. Whatever. Absolutely. Clovis is, hold up. Clovis isn't a myth. What in the pseudo was going on? Who said that Clovis was a myth? The Chief Holiday and Aboriginal Power said that Clovis was a myth. And you said quit hating on Phoenix Moon. What do you mean? What does she qualify for? They already found, listen, brother. They already proved on a live stream that Phoenix Moon never did her genealogy, but she's a genealogist who never did her own genealogy, and she's a liar. They proved that, refuted her on a live stream, called her out, and she couldn't come through with nothing. Just because you want to smash her, that's your own thing. She ain't even all of that, but that's you. You do what you want to do with that. That's, because you find her physically attractive, brother. Now, on to what I was talking about. Colored persons and Indians defined. Every person in whom there is an ascertainable any Negro blood shall be deemed and taken to be colored person. I'm going to say it again. Every motherfucker with Negro blood, I'm going to say it that way because y'all saying comprehend. Every person with Negro blood shall be deemed and taken to be colored person, and every person not a colored person having 1/4 or 1/4 or more of American Indian blood shall be deemed an American Indian, except the members of the Indian tribes living in the reservations allotted them by the Commonwealth of Virginia, having 1/4 or more of Indian blood and less than 1/16 of Negro blood shall be deemed tribal Indians. So as long as they are domiciled or said reservations, they give you the code. Okay. As the section read in Code 1887, persons having 1/4 of more Negro blood were deemed colored, while under the Code of 1924, every person having 1/16 of more of Negro blood was deemed colored. The amendment of 1930 was added last proviso in McPherson versus Commonwealth. 28 Grant, 69 VA 939. It was held that a woman whose father was white and whose mother was white and whose great grandmother was a brown complexion was not a Negro in the sense of this section, as it was in 1877. So it does its due. It does its due. So now that we know that when they said colored, that sign that said coloreds, that bathroom that says coloreds, that sink that says coloreds, we know who they were referring to. Negroes. Not no motherfucking copper colored people and all this all yada yada shim sham flim flam whim bam bullshit. We know the fuck they talking about, bro. They talking about your black asses. Oh, G Live, word. I don't even care. All right, so colored persons and Indians defined, like I said, is there. You just gotta read. Since they like pointing people in these directions and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's there. But instead, look, this is what they want us to do. They want us to fall off the wagon. And that was a primary document, and I told y'all that I would put that in the chat. So let me give y'all access to primary documents, because I know that most people, they don't get an opportunity to get primary sources, and that's what we do over here on our channel. We're gonna make sure you got primary sources. All right, so let me go back in the search engine. We dealing with this whole thing. So when people are saying copper colored, my point, look, if you search, my point of this is if you pull up copper colored people, you're going to get these new Aboriginal hits. These new, and I'm saying new because they are recent years. Look at that. 2019, February 2022, January 15, 2022. These are new entries into the algorithms. New. And they're playing games. So let's see what Encyclopedia Britannica says. They talking about North American Indians, old copper culture, ancient North American Indian culture, 2,000 year, 3,000. Come on now. Now we know who we know when they say the old copper. We know what's going on because we got genetic evidence. We ain't got to play those games. All of this shit's a circular argument. Root words would be like Sean. Now go to images. Go to Google. Go to images and pull up the copper color man. Look at the copper color man. Look just like us, don't it? And be thinking he be right like a motherfucker. So let's go look at the Shawnee language word for copper. Right? They a tribe. No, I ain't even gonna do it to y'all. I ain't finna teach. I ain't finna y'all. Nah, I ain't finna do that. I ain't finna do that. Now I only got a few more minutes on this, man. I can't take everything. Let me see what this dumbass Aboriginal power say though.
Happened. It's not like it didn't happen now.
Wait a minute. We're past Clovis, bro. So
I know.
So we know about Clovis 1 and Clovis 2. So so we've been here. So this is our land. We need you to understand that.
Okay, so now if they've been here, and I've been waiting on him to say that, if they've been here, where's this evidence of them being here? Because they don't predate Clovis 1 or 2. They don't predate the Paleo Indian. They don't predate the Mississippian. They ain't even the Mississippians. They ain't even the Archaics. They ain't even the Paleos. So who are they? If they've been here, who are they? And how were they identifying? Where's their food, their language, their culture? Where is that material culture that everyone has that separates them from everyone else? We know of this. We know of the Clovis culture long lasting because of the Paleo Indian existence. There was not a disturbed culture. Garage just went up. All right. There is not a disturbed culture. Why? Why? Anyone know? So nobody knows. All right, look, let me tell you how this shit go. Let me tell you how this shit go. If you lived in an area for such a long time, let me make it more. All right. So the home that you live in right now, that you've been living in for however long you've been living in that home, I'll come and ring the doorbell and you let me into your home. I walk directly into your home, go in the kitchen. Don't take my shoes off. Go directly into the kitchen. You don't know me from Adam. Start cooking me some food, getting me something to drink, and you're looking there shocked at me. Are you going to allow me to continue to fix me a whole meal, go in your refrigerator, ask you what these dishes are, all of these different things? Are you going to allow that to happen to me? Or are you going to be like, wait a minute, who the fuck are you coming in my house? Or are you going to get defensive and try to defend your residence? Think about what I'm saying. I'm going to give you the scenario again. Yeah, Ja Morant bugging, yo. Ain't nothing you can do about it. He want to be 4K Trey, NBA 2K, whatever. He want to be all that. Nothing you can do about it, bro. When they kick him out of the league, you know what I'm saying? They kick him out of the league, then he gonna be looking stupid. You feel me? And that's where it's at right now. And he rebelling because he didn't make the first team, so he like, fuck y'all, you know, whatever. But I come to your house, fellas, because it's different with if I say, you know what I'm saying, fellas. I come to your house, you open the door, I walk right past you and go in your kitchen and go in your refrigerator, and then I start finding me stuff to cook in your kitchen, and I'm drinking out your juice jug straight to the dome, no cup poured. I'm just opening your juice, brand new juice, and I'm chugging it back. You gonna let me do that? You don't even know who I am. Or you gonna just sit, you know, I'm just gonna sit there and watch it, or you gonna defend your shit? What I'm saying to you is this: when you're dealing with Homo sapiens sapien, if there's separate cultures, you're going to come into contact with one another, and then you're going to have beef because you're trying to protect your natural resources, and they are trying to obtain your resources. So rightfully, there's going to be a clash over those resources. Holiday and Power are of the belief that realistically, they always been here. So when the Paleo Indian come down this motherfucker, they wasn't chasing Chief Holiday and them. They were chasing mastodons. They were chasing mammals. They was on that type of time. You mean to tell me through all of that, they were never beefing with you niggas? The so-called been here? And we don't even have the evidence for that. Because the oldest bones in North America ain't number like 9,000 years. I said North America. Right? And then you have the whole 13,000 year bones or whatever the case may be. But then we have evidence going back down there in South America, people populating the Americas 30,000 years ago. So, and I'm saying people populated North America, specifically North America, about 18 to 23,000 years ago. So when they began to populate the Americas 18 to 23,000 years ago, if y'all was already here, where is that archaeological evidence that shows that there's 20, 30, I mean, the 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,000 year old humans in North America, North America specifically? Where is their evidence? What is it? Run that by us. That don't exist. So again, back to me walking in your house, going in your kitchen, fixing me something to eat. You gonna go to war with me behind that. If I don't up a strap on you when I come in your house and I just walk right by you, you're going to assume that I'm not armed. I am just crazy. And you are going to defend your residence. So, Chief Holiday, where's these burial grounds of your people that always been here at? Because they had to die. They just wasn't bucking everybody. So what are these burial grounds that are these so-called Negroes that been here? Where they at? Right. And this ain't Martin. This ain't bruh man from the fifth floor. This ain't Martin. Because in reality, has someone did that in reality, the person whose house they did it in, they either punked them before or they would have shot their ass up out their window.
Talk about
wait. Hey, do you know this is according to American law, though? I need you to understand that. Don't understand nothing else. According to American law, we are the copper-colored Aborigines of this land, period. And
he made that shit up. Where is that in American law? Where is it? This is what I mean. So now he at the beginning of the show, he was trying to define himself a particular way. So now it looks like the Chief Holiday is of the belief that he is American Aborigine, not Native American, that he is copper colored people. That's what he ride. That's he's banking his hopes off of that bullshit. And here lies the problem. So I can't play no more of this video. I can't take it. Because it's a talk show. And they just add people to the panel. And I'm not finna sit here and listen to a talk show. And then Cash, he goes over there and entertains them. I don't know how you do it, brother Cash. If you catch this replay or whatever the case may be, I don't know how you do it at all. There's no way that I'm finna sit on the panel of stupid motherfuckers for that long, as you did, bro. I would have got kicked out early. You smell me? So listen, man, I'm not going to hold anyone up. I just wanted to give a live reaction, but I also wanted to show you how unintelligent these people are and how they play with history to try to finagle their way into these scenarios of identity that doesn't suit them. Remember, when I did the show talking about Black Power, Red Power, what the fuck was the Copper Power movement in the Americas? Where was the copper-colored Aborigine power movement in the Americas? There was no such thing. There was a Black Power movement and a Red Power movement against white racism, white supremacy in the Americas. And in that Black Power movement, Black would denote or be synonymous with those who descend from Africa. So what's up? Where's the copper colored movement in the Americas? Where is that history at? Anybody got that history? Yes, no, maybe so. Anybody in the chat got the copper color history book? Nah, nobody was saying that bullshit. Nobody was and nobody will. Man, they didn't confuse so many. They didn't confuse so many people, bro. This whole bullshit is a confusion show. They literally have messed people up. So look, man, I got some stuff I need to do. Bad. And I need to get that squared away. But I appreciate everybody tapping in, man. Love and hug your mothers. I hope y'all got them something nice for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And y'all handle things properly, man. Go on over there with our old boy, man. See how they rocking, bro. But as you know, spills are flying, pseudos are crying.